Uh, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Just put it 2 3 questions. Sir is going to join within 5 minutes, sir. Meantime,
Okay, so good evening to all the participants. Before our speaker for today joins, we will just have a short quiz round wherein I will be posting a few questions based on our AI/ML IoT workshop, and I expect all the participants to answer them in the chat box. Right? So I guess all the participants are ready. So yes, the first question, I'm just posting it once again. Yes, so the first question says, you can read it through the chat box also, and I'll read it over here. So the first question says, how can AI driven sentiment analysis be applied in IoT? And we have four options. AI detects human emotions through IoT devices. B. AI predicts stock market trends. AI analyzes social media data. And AI controls emotional responses of IoT device. So I'm giving all the participants 30 to 40 seconds, and I expect all the participants to answer in the chat box. Yes, 30 seconds. 10 more seconds. I can. Okay, I don't see any responses. Participants, are you there? Supriya, Gagandeep, Abhinav, Harshdeep, Swati. Okay, so I'll only give the answer. Maybe you can read it later. The answer, okay. Yes, we have few answers. It's okay. Someone says A, someone says B. Okay. Yes, definitely all the options are very close, but the answer is C. Next question. Okay, this is a interesting one. The question says, what is neural network layer responsible for extracting features from input data? I've also put it in the chat box. You have to choose the correct answer. 30 seconds to this. Output layer, hidden layer, input layer, or activation layer. Yes, we also had a lecture on neural networks also. 10 more seconds. I expect to see some answers. It might be a challenging question, but the answer is B, hidden layer. Yes, Dr. Praveen sir's answer is correct. Okay. Then we have the next question. I am just pasting it in the chat box. So the question says, how does AI enhance the functionality of IoT devices? And the options are by increasing their physical size, by reducing their power consumption, by enabling decision making and learning from data, or is it by eliminating the need for internet connectivity? Yes, we have an answer. Okay. Any other answers? Okay. Any other answers? Okay. Yes, the two responses that have been in the chat box is correct. The answer to the question is C. Okay, next is an activity based question. I will be posting this question in here, and it's not an MCQ format. You need to type the answer, and you need to think the applications to the question and answer it. So I'll give you 40 seconds for this. Yes, I've posted the question. So it's an activity based. Imagine you're developing a smart agricultural system. How could AI ML help improve the crop yields? So think and type the answer in the chat box. So this is an application based question that would definitely help the farmers and the whole agricultural community, because 54% of the employment in our country is based on agriculture, and I think such applications would definitely help the whole country's GDP as well. So just a simple question, but I think you need a little thinking capability to this. Yes, I think we also had this application. I think Arjun sir has also given a code to this. Okay, we have two answers. One is prediction. Okay, yeah, real-time weather prediction. Okay, any other responses? Is only weather a factor for crop yields? There are a lot of factors that affect crop yields, right? You can think further. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Weather prediction is one, but there are a lot more factors. 5 more seconds to think. You had also done a code based on one of the factors. Okay, so I'll post the answer. This is not the exact answer, but this is quite similar. It says it can analyze soil moisture, weather data, as already one of you all have answered. It can maintain the crop health information and also help us design irrigation and fertilization strategies to make the healthier plants and higher yields. Right, so I think this was one activity based. Now I will give you all a MCQ, because I think let's just switch between MCQs and activity based. Okay, so I have posted the MCQ over here. The question says, how does AI contribute to improving user experiences with IoT device? Yes. Okay. So the answer is C. AI is going to help us improve the interactions that we have through voice. Okay, so I will give you one more activity based questions. Okay. So we all love shopping and we all love going out to different malls. Online shopping, Amazon, Flipkart is all we go. We also go to different malls around us with our family, friends. So this is something related to that. Develop a concept for personalized shopping experiences using IoT device. How can AI/ML enhance this experience? Yes, I can give you a hint. We had a AR VR lecture also. So I think you can integrate all that you have learned and create something. Yes, this is a question, activity based question. So I'll wait for like 40 seconds. You can think and you can type an answer. Yes, I really expect answers. Okay, visualization of product. Yes, that's very.
Sir is joined or not? You check it. I think.
Yes,
Sahi,
sir. I'll check.
check
One
it.
second.
Sir is joining or not?
Uh,
Durgesh
not
has
not
joined.
yet, sir. Not yet, sir.
Not it. Huh?
No, sir.
I think sir joined somebody else. Madam.
Yes, till then I expect all the participants to answer the activity-based question. 5 more seconds. Okay, I'll just post the answer in here. So we can analyze the user preferences, past purchases, and it can also maintain the real-time inventory data. To this, adding as Dr. Praveen sir has said, the visualization of products. Sitting at home, we can experience the shop and the mall experience in virtual reality. So that is one thing we can also add, right? Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so I think I'll give you all one more question till sir joins. Okay. Yes, so India is on a mission for zero carbon till 2070, and I think all of us are really working on energy management. So this is a question on energy management. So the question says, how does AI contribute to optimizing energy management in smart cities powered by IoT? And you have four options, and you have 30 seconds to answer this question. And I expect all the participants to answer in the chat box. Yes, Abhinav, Swati, Jayashri, Gitika. Yes, I think this is a question that we really need to think on. Okay, we have a response that says C. Any other answers? Swati, Gitika, Abhinav, Durgesh. It's just a simple MCQ. Yeah, okay, so we have answers. Okay, it's rightly correct what you have posted. It's C. It is going to help us optimize energy distribution and consumption. Very correct. Okay, so one more activity based question related to smart city. Uh, just you need to imagine that you're working on a smart city project and you need to think how AI/ML can contribute specifically to improve the public transportation in the smart city project. So this is an activity based question. You need to type and give the answer in the chat box. Okay, I think our speaker for today is here.
I think sir has joined. You check it.
Yes, sir. I will make him the co-host.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have made him the co-host. Okay. Okay.
Check it. Sir has joined. I think. Yeah, sir joined. No.
Yes, sir. I have made him the co-host.
Yeah. Sir, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah. Mustafa sir, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How
Yeah,
about
so
you,
I think
sir?
some technical issues occurred.
Yes. Some
Yeah,
always
so
bothering you people.
welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Very happy to see you here on this platform.
Yes, thank you very
So
much, sir.
without wasting time, over to Sai.
Yes, sir. So once
Yeah.
again, good evening to everyone. And once again, on behalf of IIT Pune chapter, Buzz Engineering Academy, and Civic Incubation Center, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our speaker for today, Mr. Mujtaba sir, who is currently working as an associate professor at the CSE department at Methodist College of Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you on board today, and I request you to please take over the session.
Yeah,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
good evening, one and all. So I hereby you to introduce myself. So I'm working right now currently as the sir said, the associate professor in computer science engineering department of Methodist College of Engineering and Technology. And before this, I have some little bit experience of around 22 years in the field of AI and ML in the abroad, especially in the American accredited universities. So here I would like to have some small topic related to machine learning. Like as you all people have been aware of all these days, the sessions are going on related with IoTs and how the artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning will have its impact on the IoTs. So continuing to such kind of latest emerging technologies, I would like to have a small keen scope and how it can be a beneficial for the upcoming generations with an advancement in all the research areas, how it can be beneficial to us. Let's have a small scope on that one. So So I'll be sharing my this one. So yeah, can you able to see what I'm sharing, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today we would like to have about the machine learning algorithms and how it can be applicable in the day-to-day life routines. Before going to our topic, I would like to have a small, minute differences which the people are generally are unaware of it, and especially the upcoming generations, the students are unaware of that. Such kind of small differences which we are hardly to find out within the books and within the presentations, we are going to have a small focus on that one. So let's start with our session with machine learning. As we all know that,
Sir, can you keep it PPT mode? Just a slide.
so sir, can you able to see my slides right now?
Make it PPT mode, sir. PPT mode, sir.
Yeah, it is in PPT mode only, sir. It is in
Okay.
presentation mode
Yeah.
only.
Okay then. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So if you can able to see it in the PPT mode, it's okay. Otherwise, any other format you suggest me, I would like to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, okay. So basically, we have been learning all these days about artificial intelligence, machine learning, so how its impact can be on the IoTs. In continuation to this, so we are going to explain the differences between a normal programming, a coding, because all these days, like since past 40 to 50 years in our decade, so that is in our last 4 decades, we have been using the programming languages. Like we have been using the C programming language, C++, Java, VB. So like that, we have been in using of numerous programming languages. But what happened since a couple of years, we have been fond of using the AI and machine learning, IoTs. These kind of terms have been repeatedly using since all these couple of years. So what makes the difference between a programming language with this machine learning? So basically the so one difference which we have is in the coding, that is in the programming language. It is also used for solving a problem, whether it may be a simple problem or whether it may be a complex problem. So programming language will be used for solving a problem. And if you take out the machine learning, the concept of the machine learning also the same. It can be used for solving your applications. That is nothing but your problem, whether it may be a simple or complex. Then what is the difference? For example, if you take the programming language, you will be giving the input and you are need to design the output and the system will predict the output. In normal programming language, whether it may be a C, C++, Java, we are giving the input to the system. Based on that input, we are writing some logic. Suppose if the input is some A and B values, the logic is equal to C is equals to A plus B, then the output will be the addition of two numbers. This is the concept of any programming language. Input is given, code will be designed, output will be generated by the system. But whereas in the case of a machine learning, we are following a different pattern. Both input and output is given by the user itself only. The system is not going to give you the output. This is the major difference from the normal programming language with the machine learning, is that the input and output both are given by the user. Then what the system is doing, what the machine is doing, machine will be provided with a sufficient training to find out the relationship between the input and output. For example, I'll give you a real-time example. If you have been given with the 3 coins, like one is of dollar and one is of rupee and one is of some real. If 3 coins are given for you, one is dollar, one is rupee, and another one is a real. And one is having a weight of, for example, 1 gram, another is 2 gram, another is 3 gram. Now what this input is here is the input is the 3 coins which is provided to the machine. And on this 3 inputs, label is done. What is the label? Label is 1 rupee, the label is $1, the label is 1 real. So the input is given. After that, the labeling is done. Then what the system, what the machine has to predict is that, for example, if millions of rupees, dollars, and real has been combined and given to an system, it need to identify among one of these 3 classes. For example, if the new coin is coming, then it has to find out whether it will fall under the class of an real or dollar or rupee. This is the concept of the machine learning, where both input and output is given, and the system will be trained by the features of the input. What is the features here? Feature is the weight of the coin, label of the coin, the name of the coin. This is the features of an coins. So whenever the new coin is given, it will be going to classify among one of those 3 classes and will identify or label it as an either coin or real or dollar. This is the concept of an machine learning. So in conclude, I can say that the programming language is given with the input, the code will be designed by the user, and the system will be going to give you the output. But whereas in the case of machine learning, input and output both are given by the user and they have been trained by the user. Here there is no such coding, only the training will be provided to them, and the machine need to predict if the new data is given, what could be its name. So based upon the features provided under the training phase, then it need to predict the output of the new data. So what is the training is provided in the form of an coins to the machine, this will becomes the train data, and what is the new data upon which our predictions will be formed, that will becomes the test data. So in conclude, we can say that if any project will be need to be developed by using the machine learning algorithms, we need to have 80% of the training data and 20% of the testing data. If 20% of the test data it identifies, then we can say that that is a good machine learning model. So this is the concept of a machine learning. So I think now we have been very clear that what is machine learning. Now to provide such kind of a training, we are using some learning types. What is that learning types? We have supervised learning, we have unsupervised learning, and we have reinforcement learning. So now today we are going to be focus on supervised and as well as the unsupervised learnings, and we let it to be reinforced learning. It's a different type. So we just focus on the 2 types of learnings we have. One is supervised and another one is unsupervised. Now what is meant by the supervised learning? Coming back to our example of classification, that is classifying a new coin when it is given. So what kind of label you can give it, whether it may be a dollar or it may be a real or it may be an Indian rupee. So this is called as a classification problem. Now, for example, if you take another type of problem which will fall under supervised learning is called regression learning. Regression. What is regression? Regression means one input is given, let us say X, and Y input need to be determined, and Y input will be based upon the input X. Like we have been using the equation of line, y is equal to mx plus b. What is m? What is b? One is the intercept and another one is the slope, and x will be the continuous values. Like for example, if we want to plot a graph, then how the x values, it will be increasing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or 1, 3, 5, 7 continuous values. So any continuous values, that is called as an X, and any value on which the Y is dependent, that is called as an a Y. So these kind of an problems where you will be going to have a continuous development, it which gives an equation of the line which will produce the intercept and some x and x values, and based on that the y will be determined, then we can say that is called as a regression type problem. In the real time, we have the regression problems like as an identifying the fares of a flat. For example, if the flat is 10 years old and the unit price is this much, then what could be its the like its cost is around some 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. So like that, if the age of the flat is 5 years and if the cost is for example 70 lakhs, so how long the age of the property will be decreases, the cost of the flat also decreases. The age of the property is increases, the cost of the flat will be decreases. And if there is new property, then the flat will rate will be increases. In the similar way, if there is, so we are going to provide nearly 80% of the data in the form of a regression, and we predict what kind of an output if the new value is given. That is only the continuous. So these two types of problems we are going to basically solve within the supervised learning. One is called as a classification and another one is called as a regression. In the regression, we have like the types of the regressions: linear regression, multiple regression, we have stepwise regression, we have polynomial regression, we have logistic regression, we have so KNN, we have random forest, we have support vector machines. So to solve any particular specific problems, we will be using the different types of regressions. For example, if you want to find out only one independent variable and one dependent variable, we are using the linear regression. So the formula here is, as we have said, that y is equals to alpha naught plus alpha 1 into x. For example, if you're using the multiple linear regression, then you will be getting the equation here as y is equals to mx plus c. Same we are giving in the form of an y is equal to alpha naught plus alpha 1 into x1 plus alpha 2 into x2, which will be continued till alpha n into x base n. So this is the way we are solving the linear regression problem or multiple linear regression problem. Next, we have classification problems. For example, you have been given with an spam filter. Spam filter means in any inbox, whether it may be a Google or whether it may be a Yahoo, in the inbox, we are going to embed it with a spam filter. And what is the spam filter need to do? They need to identify the spam emails. How it can be identified? Basically, there are some keywords have been written inside the code, like some lottery or win a chance or something, which need to be identified on based on that keywords, whether this will belongs to the spam category or whether it belongs to the useful category. So this is one more example of a classification. So all the problems which can be identify or classify a particular input to a group of classes, so that is will be called as a classification. And within the classification, we have various algorithms, but basically we are using the logistic regression, where we are going to have the stepwise regression, that is the value ranges from 0 to 1. So naive Bayes algorithm, nearest problems, nearest neighbor problems, decision trees, and support vector machines. So all these problems will be categorized as an supervision learning. Now, for example, in the unsupervised learning, what kind of differences which it will have with the supervised learning? If you take the supervised learning, I have said that in the supervised learning, the name itself specifies a supervision technique. Supervision technique means in the training data, which we are producing during the training phase, that is called your input data. So this data will be going to trained with each and every aspect. Like if this is the shape, if this is the label, then this will be called as rupee. If this is the shape, this is the label, then this will be called as an a real. If this is the shape, this is the label, then this will be called as an a dollar. So in the supervision learning, we are provided with all the inputs, we are provided with the labels, we have been trained to a particular 80% of the problems have been completely labeled. The only the thing what the system machine need to do is predict the new test data to belongs to which kind of labels. The labels are like Indian rupee, dollar. This will be framed by the so the user itself only just need to identify and place into a group. But whereas in the case of an unsupervised learning, the system, the machine will not be provided with any features. Like they will not tell that this is the rupee or this is the dollar or this is the real or this is the blah blah blah. Nothing. Training will be given to the system machine. What the system need to do is the system need to find out the hidden patterns within the given data. For example, another example I'll give you, very basic example, even second standard student can understand. Now I am training you people like that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. This numbers is called as odd numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 followed. This is called as an even numbers. And now I have given you the complete labels. What is the labels? Even is the label, odd is the label. And what is the features of this one? If any number is added with a 2, then that will be called as an even or odd number. So this is the features I am providing you. And the new number I am giving, that is, for example, number 100. Then you easily identify and you will be going to place under the category of an even. And if I give you some 103, then you are going to place it under the category of an odd numbers. So, but whereas in the case of an unsupervised learning, the system are provided with the numbers like 1357, and we don't tell that this is the odd numbers. And 2468, we are not going to tell that this is the even numbers. Then the system will be going to identify each and every number, and it will be going to find out the hidden patterns within that. What are the hidden patterns? The hidden patterns under both the classifications is that it will be going to added with number 2. But whereas in the case of an even numbers, it will be added with even numbers when some number is divided with a 2 and the remainder is 0, then it will be going to tell that this is the even. Else, this is the odd. So then unsupervised learning internally builds this logic that is called the hidden patterns, and it will be going to identify the new number is given either the category of an even or the odd. So this is basically the differences between the supervision learning and unsupervision learning. So to be conclude, we can say that supervision learning will be going to provided with the data, with the features, with the labels, and all the training data will be complete in all the aspects. The only the thing need to be done is when the new data, that is the test data is given, then it need to identify to which kind of an classification it belongs. But whereas in the case of unsupervised learning, input and output is provided to the system and no labels are given, no features are given. The system need to find out the hidden patterns of the data. It need to label by itself. It need to find out the logic. It need to find out the relationship, and it need to be classify them to any one of the classes it belongs to. So it is not necessary that unsupervised learning, it will keep the same names even odd, but no, it will keep some classes like X1 or X2 or A or B or something like that, and it will be going to identify the given test data will be belongs to what kind of a class. So this is the basically differences between the unsupervised learning and supervised learning. And during the unsupervised learning, the basically we have been two types of problems. One is called as an association problem and another one is called as a clustering problem. What is association problem? Association problem means we have two groups. Each group will be going to have some set of elements and you need to identify the given element identifies to what kind of a class is associated to which class. Cluster means association means finding out the relationship of an unidentified element to which class it belongs, and cluster means taking the elements and forming them into a particular group. Basically, it shows a similar relationship between clustering and association, but when you practicing them in terms of algorithm, it will be yet different. So in the clustering, we have different types of clustering like centroid clustering, hierarchical clustering, density clustering, distributed clustering. We have millions of clustering, but we have listed here few, and each and every clustering we go on study, we have a detailed study, and it needs a complete mathematical and statistical model to build a computational model by using these machine learnings, which can be deployed on our system to solve our various problems. So this is the way we have the differentiation between the supervised and unsupervised learning. Next, coming to, okay, we have studied what is the differences between a programming model to a machine learning model. And machine learning model, we have studied that what is supervised, what is unsupervised, and what are the algorithms have been associated with each of them. Now we are going to be discuss about how these are all going to be done. Now I have roughly said, but what are the steps need to be done to implement or to deploy a machine learning model. Like, for example, basically we have been studied since hundreds of years about the software engineering development life cycle, SDLC. It is having some set of phases. What are those phases? Like we have requirements, we have analysis, we have modeling, design, code, test, maintenance, then deployment. So all these phases are there in the SDLC model. So similar to this, we have some sort of additional or integrated steps of SDLC model into a machine learning model. Like what we have, we need to gather the data. Same like as a requirements, we have here gathering data. And gathering the data will be going to done by different data repositories. So we have more repositories in the real world. So like Kaggle is one is there, Nuggets is one is there, because to deploy a machine learning model, we need a data set which is vast. That means nearly thousands and thousands of records should be there within that, so that the efficiency of a machine learning model can be performed on that and can be estimated its performance. So gathering the data means we need to gather the information from the various data repositories on which the machine learning need to be deployed. Next, we need to prepare the data preparation. Like as in the software engineering, we have the analysis model, which deals with a complete understanding of the problem and making the data to be ready for the design. So in the same way, data preparation means removing the unwanted data, missing data, mistakes, outliers, all the types of the mishandling data need to be removed, and the data need to be prepared so that on that the machine learning model can be deployed. So next we have data wrangling, because all the data what we have been using, okay, we have prepared in a particular format. Generally we are using the exam server for this one, where the data will be downloaded and this given to the exam server. An exam server is going to be make this particular file of your Excel file into an .csv file with all the formatting options is done. And this same thing also can be done by using the pandas within your Anaconda. And after that, you are going to make your data to be ready and which is clean and which can be converted into any useful insights from that. Now the data is very much ready. So once the data is ready, you are going to do the analysis part. There is a much difference between the data preparation and data wrangling analysis with the analysis what we are doing now. That is for the data. This is for the approach. Approach in the sense means how this problem can be solved, what kind of algorithms I can make it to be available, like whether I can use for this as a classification problem, or it is a regression problem, or it is an association problem, or it is a clustering problem, what kind of problem, what kind of an algorithm I can use, whether I can use the appropriate algorithm, or I can use the k nearest neighbor algorithm, or what can I do. So I need to find out what kind of Euclidean distances between the data sets, or I need to make it into an clusters by using the hierarchical clustering, or velocity clustering, or density clustering, or centroid clustering. So what can I do? So what kind of analysis I can do on the data, or I can do the mean, arithmetic mean, median mode, or I need to find out the central tendencies, or I need to find out some sort of an so what kind of an statistical model I can do. So all these operations will be decided in the terms of a data analysis. If we want to go deep inside, we can go with the data analytics, and the data analytics is very much good for you to do by using the pandas with the libraries like we have matplotlib. We have so many we have so many libraries, we can do it. So next we have to train the model. Training the model means now the data is ready, and after that algorithms are ready, and all this is ready. The training model is nearly 80 to 90% of the data will be given with all type of features, labels on that. So we are using some principal component analysis, or we are using some eigenvectors, we are using some sort of a vector analysis. So all these operations will be done by using the train model, and we are going to remove some sort of outliers within that, and we are going to reduce the columns. All these operations will be going to done by using the train model, and this train model is ready to accept the new test data. So once the test data is given, then after that it will be going to identify so what kind of a train model has been trained before that, to which class it belongs to. So that will be going to identified by the test data. So this is the way the test model will be going to identify. So if any project we are doing, there is a very good saying is that if it can able to identify at least 90% of the data, so that means 90% of the data is trained and 10% of the new data it is able to identify, then we can say that is a good algorithm. And deployment means on what kind of algorithm, what kind of a real-time application you can use it. For example, I'll be making use of my supervised learning algorithm like linear regression and polynomial regression, and I will be going to deploy on the real-time application. Like real-time application is predicting the prices of flats. So here I will be using the linear regression by taking your line equation, and I'll be going to deploy the linear regression algorithm on that, and it will be going to predict you the future house prices. Or I can identify by using the logistic regression, I can able to identify the spam filter. So like this, the various applications I can use it to deploy these particular machine learning algorithms. So basically all these machine learning algorithms is having their applications, like you are using in the Google Maps, that is in terms of a navigation, Google Assistant, that is in the form of a Cortana, or in the form of a Siri in your Apples, or Google Assistant in your Android systems, image recognition, that is by using your OpenCV library within the Anaconda, or pandas you will be using, and it will be used for all your image recognition operations. And basically if you want to go deep within it, you will be having the deep learning algorithm that is inspired by the neural networks biological neuron model. And next is speech recognition. Speech recognition means how it can identify your speech and how it can violate the other user speeches. So all this have been implemented in your mobiles, or in your day-to-day applications. Traffic predictions, for example, routing algorithm, basically in the computer networks we used to have, that will be going to identify the shortest path based upon the traffic is provided. But here the routing algorithm will change. The different routes, different paths will be going to set based upon the traffic. Next, product recommendation. If you are visiting any Amazon or the Flipkart, then how it will be going to given a user preferences product based upon the searches what he had before, and self-driving cars. So all this is the applications, and here also have listed some more applications like email spam, virtual personal assistant, online fraud detections. All these are all, and automatic language translation. There is a special field of natural language processing where you're going to recognize the handwritten. These are all the things will be going to be make you the real applications of the machine learning algorithms. So these are all the we have. Next, to conclude, we can say that how we are using a particular algorithm to deploy our real-time applications so that it can be useful. So this is the basically the main objective or the outcome of the today's seminar what we had. So within a short span of time, we had a complete or a small overview of the machine learning and how its algorithms can be used for day-to-day solving a common problems what we had by using a machine learning software development life cycle model. I think this idea is little bit clear for you all. Is it okay?
Yeah. Participants, if you have any queries, you can put it in the chat box.
Yes, please.
So actually, with short notice again, sir has brought
Yeah, because
deep,
this subject is
insights.
so vast. I have tried to just put a few like the broad overview of this course,
Yeah.
but basically it's a very vast area. And as I have little bit my interest of since this 20 years, and I have so many publications and textbooks related to this, and I have been using for the online projects also. Then I tried to put up those things which is not available in the form of an textbooks. We try to focus it in a small view. So
Yeah.
this is what. Yes, please.
So I am very much thankful to you, sir. You have given some
Yes,
insights of machine
the day.
learning, AI, and your experience. Really,
Yes,
it's a beautiful
thank you very much, sir.
uh, presentation is also nice, sir, and we are very much thankful to you, sir. As participants are also happy.
Yes, yes.
Uh, Over to Sai.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. Once again, I would like to extend a formal thank you and gratitude towards you on behalf of IT Pune chapter, Buzz Engineering Academy and Civic Incubation Center. We are really grateful and we appreciate your insights and thank you so much for sharing your experience, knowledge, and time with us, sir. Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
We look forward for many more such sessions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, let it be your session on only. Just put off the camera off and just the session should be on. Otherwise, it will disconnect the link. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So
Okay.
can I make myself to be like quit or what?
No, no, let it be. You just put off the camera if and let it be your session. Otherwise, it will get end. Is it
Uh,
possible?
no, no.
Otherwise,
Okay, sir.
say
Please remove the co-host option.
1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Say.
Yes, sir.
Okay then, sir. Okay, sir.
So,
So yeah. So
yes,
now
sir. Please remove.
moving to further, as some of the, as we are at the closing, two more sessions are due. Uh, Tomorrow is one session, and after tomorrow will be our formal closing. And so much doubts, queries, some expectations. It may not be fulfill 100% expectations, but few of the participants they raised some queries about the what we learning, but final end of the day the jobs. So the jobs is one of the expectation. Of course, we have some placement wing also for the jobs, and we are helping to get the jobs also those who are interested. They can approach at after the program, but how the jobs and what the current scenario with the jobs. So initially, we'll try to discuss about the jobs, some placements, and what the current status as per the one of the white paper, the Stanford University, what that the current scenario in the world. I think this is a latest one that they have published recently in 2023. So, what the status of the current artificial intelligence, machine learning background? That we'll try to see, and time permits. We'll try to see about some job opportunities also. The job profiles also. I think some might be freshers or some might be with experience. What could be the salaries offered? And if time permits, then we'll see one of the important algorithm as Muzaffar sir has covered the one or two algorithms. So we'll try to cover. That's what the idea till 8. But still, if participants got some particular expectations, they can put it in the chat box so that in tomorrow we'll try to inculcate, because the day after tomorrow will be our closing. So they can put it in the chat box. Now, moving to the current scenario, you see here is a one artificial intelligence report published by the jointly published by the Stanford University. I think Stanford, the top university, one of the top university in the world, and they have some data, and the data they have published with this paper or the white paper. So that I will try to share you again later, but some of the insights will not be able to cover all the things, but some of the insights we'll try to cover. So as per this Stanford University report over here, here some of the takeaways are there from that report. Some of the takeaways. So that report is very big, but I will try to put it some important highlights from that report first before going to the job segments. So you can see here the takeaways, detailed report. You can see it little later, but the industry races ahead of academia means especially the, I think always people are talking about the industry academia gap. So what the people we are learning in the academic background and what the industry the knowledge is developed or the practical applications are developed, there is a huge gap. Some cases it might be 5 years, some cases it might be 20 years, some academics, some it might be around 15 years of gap. So the Birds Engineering Academy is also one of the platform where we are trying to connect we try to bridge the gap, industry and academia. So in our generally the programs will try to accommodate some industry experts and academic experts, and jointly they are discussing and talking. It's an effort to bridge the gap. So you can see, as per the Stanford University, also one of the takeaway is the there is a gap. That's what is one of the takeaway. The gap exists in the knowledge or the developments. Now, the second, you can see the performance saturation on traditional benchmarks. That's what the tech. Actually, traditional benchmarks means, for example, if you get suppose a bachelor's degree from suppose, for example, some particular university, or suppose if you get some master's degree, some particular subject or topic, or if you obtain some doctoral degree in that particular topic, or if you have a post doctoral degrees in that particular topic, then we'll think that that knowledge is end in there. Actually, some of the experts believe that by completing the doctoral degree, the research is the beginning. Some experts believe the how to get the research in the next level, or some wonderful journey will of the research will start after the doctoral or postdoctoral studies. So that's what the benchmark means, some standard line we will be able to compare in terms of the knowledge. Suppose somebody has completed bachelor's degree or some master's degree or the doctorate degree, that's what the benchmark. Now moving to the third takeaway, the AI is both helping and harming the environment. That's what the takeaway. Actually, you might be aware of there is a in the beginning itself. I told you that there is a some march in the New York's time, the square. There is a march. So the lot of Hollywood industry people, they lost the job because of the AI. So they are saying the AI is harming them. So they have marched and they have demanded to the government that the people are losing the job. That's what the in terms of the harmful kind of thing. But it's not harmful. The many experts believe that we'll see in that as per the Stanford University reports also. It may not be harmful. Of course, a lot of more job generation is there because of the AI. So you can say it's helping in terms of one side, and again, it's terms of harmful in terms of other. That's what the takeaway will try to get it answer in this particular report. Similarly, the new scientist, you can see it here, the words best new scientist, the AI. Actually, generally, if you want to get it some consultation, then we'll approach to the doctor or we'll approach to the consultant. And you might be aware of the consultancy charges for the people individually. It's very difficult to get the time because the consultancy offered by the people is limited. But as per this report, you can see it's the best scientist we can call. So it's an expert, and the AI is a best expert or best scientist in the world. That's what the report is talking about. Now, number of incidents concerning the misuse of AI is rapidly rising. Misuse, you can see some forging the record, or some forging the videos, or some forging the images, or some forging the text, like that. That's what the misuse is for this technology is rapidly rising. That's what the one of the takeaways in it. And moving to the sixth takeaway, as per this report, the demand for AI-related professional skills is increasing. So this is very important. This is a report is published just recently, 2023. The demand for AI-related professional skills is increasing across virtually every American industrial sector. I think detailed report we may share you, but as of now, just these are the few of the 6 highlights. They have given some 10 takeaways. And moving to the 7th takeaway, as per this recent report in this particular segment, you can see for the first time in the last decade, year over year, private investment in India is decreased. Yeah, Durgesh. We'll talk about that also. Your input will be included. Yeah, Durgesh. Yeah. So for the first time in the last decade, year over year, private investment in AI is decreased. Private investment is decreased because this may take over. It's major players. I think you might be aware the major players, the IBM, the Teslas, or some different organizations. So they are investing heavily in that. So the private investment and the organized investment, there is a lot of difference. So in that report, you can see the actual facts and figures also they have given. If you look, 91.9 billion, or you can see it's 26.7% decrease. Like that, the details will be there, but just we are trying to see what the report is and how it is useful for us to design our future, those especially looking for the jobs or going to do the career in this particular segment. Now, while the proportion of companies adopting AI has, you can see the companies that have adopted AI continue to pull ahead. Means those who are trying to use AI, and again, they are trying to use more and more, because there is no limit to use the AI. That's what the one of the takeaway. And looking to the policymaker, as Durgesh has raised some question here, some controlling for that. So that's called as a policymaker. We'll come on that policymaker. Actually, there is a one F3 European, means IBM and some European Union, and they have come up with some F3 agreement. That's F3 framework. And in that, they talked about some security, and the privacy, that's what the one of the hurdle. And the governments, you see the governments control is some geographical or some geometrical segments, or some physical segments, but the AI, I think you cross the Chandrayaan and the Aditya L1, and you see they crossed all the boundaries of the even it's entered in the space, the AI. So government is again planning to send some AI-enabled robots. I think is one of the project of ISRO also. They are planning. I think you might be aware about that. But policymakers, of course, the so many efforts are there. But one of the such organized effort, as I think Durgesh has raised that query, that F3 framework by the European Union, they are also trying to adopt some policies, and some member countries are they are requesting to get it on the board like that. And moving to the last takeaway from that report is Chinese citizens are among those who feel the most positively about AI product and services. Americans are not so much. That's what the takeaway of that particular report. Now, of course, this report is very of the big, but we'll try to put it some of the points from that report. You can see these are the some of the players heavily they are investing, or heavily they are dependent, or making us dependent. That's what the some of the players are there. I think you can get it more on that inside. But commonly, as an academician, you might be, or some industry, you might be aware some one of the professional network, that's LinkedIn. They are also heavily depending on, because if you are searching something or posting something related post or searches, automatically they will put it in front of you, and people also automatically get it connected in that. That's what the people. But these are the some of the examples for that, and these are the some research partners for that. The Stanford University headed with this particular research and published recently, as I underlined. Now, if you look at here, this is a index report 2023. As per the report, if you look at here, the figure on the x-axis, it is up to 2021. Actually, they have prepared that 2021, and after that they have published recently. But the data they have taken. But as per this data, I think it may not be clearly visible, but in terms of research and development, means the country's technological power is how many number of PhD holders or doctors rates that in that particular country, or how many research publications they have published in some particular academic year. That's what the one of the index they are counting. And here you can see the if you look at for that R&D development, the cross-country collaborations in particular AI publications, cross-country collaborations for AI publication, means so-and-so university along with so-and-so university or so-and-so company. Forget about the physical boundaries. They come up together, and how much the content or the research they have produced, that's the you will find in this. The research is heavily increasing. If you look for before 2013, it's a constant, but after 2013, 2014, 15, if you look at in this particular report, but especially after 2019, there is a huge explosion is there, huge. And so those who are trying to go for careers in AI, ML, and IoTs, you can see the report here. The some figures and facts will be there. Suppose, for example, 4.13 United Kingdom, and 4.0 means that figures you can see the in thousands. On y-axis, you can see number of publications, cross-country publications in thousands, especially those who are completed or pursuing their doctoral degrees, or the postmaster we can call, or postdoctoral degrees. They can understand how the research is important, and what the scenario of that. So that diagram will tell us about the how the explosion is rising, instead of having the text information come across in front of us daily. Now, moving to the cross sector. Actually, you see in the earlier we have seen this is a cross country. That's what the research happening. And if you look at here, that's what the report cross sector. Cross sector means you see, if you look for our participants here, some are from CSE background, some are from electrical background, some are from mechanical background, some are from electrical or some electronic background, and vice versa. So that's what the we can call as a hybrid, or some we can call as a hybrid branch, we can call like that. So here you can see the cross sector. Now, cross sector means, suppose, for example, energy sector, for example, education sector, for example, AI sector, like that. Some, it might be in terms of business or in terms of technology. People are trying to collaborate because there is no alternative instead coming to that. There is no alternative for that. That's what the cross sector. If you look at for the cross sector, that's what the report. But if you look at here, 2022, especially 2021 or 2019, so industry and education, you can see it's around 12.86, and education and non-profit organization. The first, you can see education and non-profit. In education and non-profit, you can see it's y-axis is 1,000, so it's a 32.55 thousand. That many research publications has come up as per this report. And industry and education, that's what the cooperation with that, it's 12.86 thousand. That's what the publications or the report has come up. Similarly, the education and governments, means some colleges or some educational field and governments. So recently, one of my friend is talking about, he got some the projects from environment department, some for the foreign environment department to manage the AI-enabled project to manage the wildlife. I think he has come up with the government and the academia. So that's what the happening. But as time is again limited for us, so just I'm trying to give the highlight what's happening and why we are here. And I think there is a need to wake up again, and there is a need to find where we can fit for our future. That's what the one of the idea behind. Now, if you look for the journal publications, number of journals, AI journals. Suppose you might be aware some energy journal, you might be aware some medical bulletin or medical journal, or you might be some agriculture journal, like that. If you look for the journal, after growing only the slightly from 210 to 215, you see number of AI journal publication grew 2.3 times since 215, and 2020 to 21. You will see the last 2022 to 21 increased by 14.8%. Actually, it's eye opener for all of us. How the rapid growth is happening day by day, and especially the today, the growth, you can see the growth is around 14.8%. You see the 1,000 and 14.8, the growth is tremendous for that. We can't even see that particular growth. So the great growth is tremendous for that. Now moving to the percent of total world by region. So you see, AI crossed all the countries. AI crossed all the regions. As I told earlier, that AI crossed even our boundaries of our earth also. So here, some of the report as per 2021 report, you can see there is a tremendous. You can see the means all the regions the growth is happening. That's what the report is talking about. I think. I hope the report people are able to understand. If still they have some few queries, like Durgesh has come up with the queries of the policy framework to control, as I mentioned, that F3 framework headed by the IBM and European Union. They are doing something. So same, if you have any queries, I will be happy if you put it in the chat box, so that it will be easy for us to inculcate your queries in the further discussion. Now coming to the this is what the report we talked, but because of the time limit, we'll talk about the jobs. That's actually a very important issue for us, and we'll try to see what the jobs and what the qualification and what the job profile especially they are looking, and where to get the jobs. The only if you look for the jobs only wishing the job, I think it's just like a dream we can call. Without action is a wish, but there is a need to do something to get the jobs also. By sitting in the house or only saying I need a job, you may not get the job. But as of now, if you look for our placement department, continuously there is a huge demand for the AI experts, and we are unable to cater their needs for the job demand is concerned. So a lot of huge demand from the abroad also. But the you see, if you look for the as per the 2022 report, the salaries means highly paid salaries compared to other segments. You might be aware software people will get a lot of salaries. That's what the common talk we can heard. But the that may not be the true in the future shortly, because the huge trend is towards the AI, ML, and IoT. So the average salary paid in this AI, ML, IoT sector is again very high comparable to the this software. Of course, it's one only, but earlier the engineer means civil engineer. That's what the trend few decades ago. But today engineers means people talk things about the software engineers first. AI, ML in colleges also. If you look for the engineering colleges, the lot of takers are there for AI, ML, IoT related branches, but less taker to the traditional branches. We don't know what will happen in the future, but as of now, the future is really bright. People. That's why there is a huge demand for this particular AI, ML, and IoT segments here, as per the reports also. Now, if you look for the this is a current data. I think this is a 2023 again. The reference is their Economic Times, India Times Economic Time report. So as per the Economic Time report recently, in AI, you can see Google comes a close second in the list as per the Economic Times here. It has several applications which is powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning, and it has created around 1,000 AI/ML jobs in the recent. These are the core jobs in the past 1 year. So I think in this particular only some alone segment, overall jobs might be more, but in this particular segment, sudden explosion in the jobs they have created, it's around more than 1,000. If you come for the NVIDIA, and they have hired around 400 artificial intelligence professionals, making it feature on our list. Actually, these people are so hired recently. Of course, a lot of happening, but these are the few of the things. Then Intel has come up with the new jobs of around 500 artificial intelligence professional in the past year. So you see the for R&D organizations, the 1,400 for general sector, it is just like a 4 lakh or 5 lakh, because they are the core people. They are again creating the jobs and creating the technologies in the core domain. Similarly, SAP people, you can see they have hired again 400 AI ML professionals. You can see the synopsis also. You can see here the Mentor Graphics, synopsis. These are the few of the companies, major players. You can see the demand for AI and machine learning talent has increased 75% over the last few years. I think 75%. You see, economic growth is suppose 5% or 6%. Then our country again, we may have a dream to become a third largest or fourth largest economy in the world. As if economy grows by 5% or 6% or 7%, means these are the some figures. But you see here the growth in particular, this AI segment is 75% is the growth. And you can see the creating tremendous job opportunities for the experts, really those who are looking for the jobs. Of course, we'll try to inculcate some drive for that later after the event. But as of now, you see the various careers in AI require specialization in specific sets of skills and responsibilities. And the top in demand AI careers includes machine learning engineer, data scientist, AI research scientists, robotics engineers, Actually, robotics is also one of the important aspects we'll try to include in the remaining section. UX design engineer recently, there is a lot of things are happening in UX design. Similarly, AI, ethics and business intelligence developers, and that's what the happening in some of the top. So just we want to see what's happening in this particular segment. That's what the idea behind in terms of the job. Now, moving to we'll take some of the recent requirement for the freshers. If you look for the educational qualification for the freshers, at least a degree in computer engineering or mechanical engineering or robotics. You can see earlier the people are moving towards the artificial intelligence, machine learning, or some software, CSC, IIT. That's what the people are trying to look. But here the important point finding, you can see it here, the mechanical engineering. So the educational qualification, they need the mechanical engineering as well as robotics. That's what the important highlight. You can find the change because mechanical engineers also are required to proceed that particular AI related work in that particular domain. So that's what the entry level, the criteria earlier, suppose EC, CSC is they will call as a equal kind of thing for in terms of job opportunities. But the mechanical is also added, robotics also added. That's what the entry level. So entry level means under the training. So for the training, the job salary might be different, but this is some of the companies offering. So 350 is just training level salary. It's not the job, it's a training level for fresher salary at the entry level. I think you can understand which kind of qualification we need to improve and which kind of thing recently few of the companies for the fresher level. Now moving to the here the this is also one of the companies again they are offering here these are the some current offerings available with us also. So this is a entry level salary. This is you can see the 5 lakh they are offering at the training stage. And educational qualification, you can see the bachelor's degree in data science. They need computer science or related field, computer science or related field, or especially data science. As yesterday, one of the our participants talking about, he has completed some data science from IIT. Great thing. Yeah. So this is what the required. Many employers also prefer candidates with master degree in data science. I think IIT Madras also, they have come up with some data science degrees, and few universities recently come up with some online degrees also in this field. But I think as per my knowledge, it's not confirmed, but the this data science the offered by IIT Madras also, some 6-month program they are also offering in the data science where you can learn more and you can proceed for your new journey of the career. Now these are the some of the experts in this particular field. You can see the Shannon is one of the expert in this particular AI related field. I visualize a time when we'll be to robots what dogs are to humans, and I am routine for the machines. That's what the production. I think the especially for the electronics background, people can understand the George Murray's law, the chip density getting doubled, and every 18 months the chip density getting doubled. That's what the Moore's law, that which we have seen, the basically electron background. Actually, the co-founder of the Intel, he has predicted long back in around 1970s, and he has just predicted, and that become a law till today. It's holding true. It become a George Moore's law. We will study in our engineering. But similarly, these are the some of the intellectual peoples in the world. They have predicted something. You see, there is no reason and no way that the human mind can keep up with the artificial intelligence machine by 2035. You see, it's a 2023, and what the 2035 means, just a decade. What they are predicting. The Scott is one of the expert how he has predicted. No reason and no way that the human mind can keep up with an artificial intelligence and machine. And you see, means there will be a tough fight among the AI. That's what the one of the expert. Now, one of the another expert is very interesting finding. You can see sooner or later the US will face mounting job losses due to advances in automation, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So there will be some huge jobs are getting lost, especially in the US in the short. That's what the one of the expert has predicted. And I believe this artificial intelligence is going to be our partner. We can't just like a partner. And if you misuse it will be a risk. And if we use it right, it can be, you can see, it can be our partner. So there is a need to be get it adjusted with you cannot run away from the AI. Some of the experts, they are talking, some of the leading journals, they are talking about, I believe this AI is going to be our partner. If we misuse it, it will be risk. If we use it right, it can be our partner. That's what the happening in the this particular domain. Now you can see this is one of the again report talks about the recent report. Automation threatens 8 million jobs by the end of 2030. I think 8 million is not less figure in this particular segment, core jobs. 8 millions. 2030. Artificial intelligence is not purely destructive. Some people has right some it is a destructive, but they are saying it's not destructive. Of course, the new jobs will be created, but the experts believe that when the computer entry in our country, a lot of oppose is there for the computer. They talked about there might be some huge losses, huge loss of the jobs, and people may lose the job. That's what the idea they have raised in the platform. But happened is different. You can see the entry of the computer in our country. Again, our country is progressing up to Moon and Aditya and all. I think this is again interesting finding. The jobs will be created. So that's what the hope we will have. And you can see the AI technology will also create over 2 million job opportunities worldwide by the end of 2020. Actually, 2020. Today is 2023. The report from the university that we are talking about. Now moving to the one of the again expert, he talked this mixed view of AI is not surprising because the technology does more the automated text and it changes the nature of the work we do. As per the 65% of the kids who are in schools today will end up with jobs which do not exist today. I think this is a common thing we are learning in the colleges, or we are being taught in the colleges, that for the job which doesn't exist. So that I think this is a common we are learning in the colleges or schools, and they are preparing for the jobs which suppose any carpenter is there, so the carpenter will get training because he knows he has to do the carpentry. Suppose welder is there, he knows he has to learn because his job is fixed, he has to go for the welder. Suppose for our engineering colleges or academics, we are learning, but the which kind of job we may get, because after that we have to go for AI, ML, IOT or some different fields, no? So there is no fixed job for us as of now. So we are not, they are not training for us at some particular job, because the job segment is very again vast. And you see some of the, I think you might be aware, those who are searching the jobs daily, but just I have taken some 1 or 2 examples, because which kind of description they will have for the jobs. Suppose there is a one job over here in suppose machine learning engineer job in suppose Hyderabad, is current opening. And what does the description for the job, as you might be aware, the job profile is very, very important. They are talking about, you see, the bachelor's or master's degree. They are talking about computer science, machine learning, data science, and mathematics. And you can see the people should understand machine learning and operation research. You see, AI/ML, the degree, suppose if you do not have a degree, or if you have a degree also, if you have a degree is not enough, you should have a thorough understanding of the machine learning, which we are trying to learn. This is a 1 or 2, I will take it for the reference. You can search it, the job profile later when we go for the job search portal and all. So you can see the ability to write robust code in Python and R programming. I think Python we have covered a little bit. The R programming as of now we have not covered, but we'll try to inculcate a little bit R programming also in the what the section, I think tomorrow we'll try. Then deep knowledge of mathematics, probabilities, statistics, and algorithms. Now you see in our program, it may not be possible for us to cover everything because within the 1 month, but we have covered few of the algorithms, machine learning algorithms, the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or the reinforced learning. These are some of the algorithms. I think just we want to give the idea how the algorithms and which algorithms are useful for us to get the correct job in the industry. Similarly, you see the knowledge of data structure, data modeling, and software architecture is also additional required. Then you can see outstanding analytical and problem solving skills. So you see, if you undergone some course, and if you with that certificate you are trying to get a job, that's not enough. We should have some analysis skill, because we should be able to apply the algorithm, because simply we know supervised learning or unsupervised learning, we know. So the same algorithm we have to apply for all problems. It is not like that. So first of all, you have to understand the problem, and if you have some knowledge of the algorithm, then which algorithm is to be applied. That's what they're expecting in the industry. So this is what the current opening available. Then understanding of computer architecture. You see, we cannot forget the architecture of the computer. You see, the basic, especially for the electronic background, students can understand what the microprocessor is and what the microcontroller is. What the microprocessor is and what the microcontroller is. I think most of the people may be aware, but just instead asking you, I think aware, but I will be happy if anyone tells in single line what is a microprocessor and what is a microcontroller. One or participants I may expect just define in single sentence what is microcontroller, because we should have a knowledge of computer. What is a microcontroller? Can anyone put it in the chat box? Okay. You see, the simple statement, we may say that basically it's a processor. We can call it's a processor, but we can have a inbuilt peripheral devices. So that's kind of understanding is required. This kind of understanding is required for the computer. Means today the Arduino, for example, the Raspberry Pi, or the ARM processors, the TMS 320 processors, some of the players, Intel, the Motorola's, the Texas Instruments, what they're offering. I think this you can understand, or you should have some basic knowledge about that. Similarly, moving to the can quickly prototype ideas, get things done, and have the ability to figure out the requirements. I think if you want to develop some particular application, Pratik is talking about embedded with all. Very good, Pratik. Yeah, very good. So you see, suppose for example, if you want to implement some particular application, in some particular application, then you need to think about the what kind of automation you are going to do. Suppose water level control or kind of things, about temperature control, right, kind of thing. So which kind of application you are going to build it, then you should have a microcontroller knowledge, or we should have some processor knowledge. Then we can have some programming knowledge, and then we should have a knowledge of sensors, and then we can try to procure the components, and we can implement our project. That's what the prototype project initially. So if you go for the processor or the controller, then it may take a little time. But if you go for Arduino or Raspberry Pi, then you'll be able to implement your prototype design as quickly. So it is not, you see, in the industry or in some electronics background people, the 1 second or 2 seconds, it's kind of a million. Some of the VLS experts believe that nanosecond, nano picasecond time they will count pica. That's what the song nano and pica. So we may not respect the time 1 second, 1 minute, or 1 hour. But the in chip design or some the signal communications, they may talk about in nanosecond. In VLSI design, they will talk about picasecond and so on. So that's what the quick prototype, that's what the expectation from the industry. And experience with machine learning framework like PyTorch, some of the frameworks which we available, the Keros and PyTorch, I think we'll try to inculcate that also. and libraries, skill library, that also we should have a knowledge. That's what the one of the profile. We will have one more. Actually, this is a 23 hours ago. Means this is a recent requirement they're asking. Now again, there is a one more requirement about the machine learning, and if you look for the job description, you can see here again, expert in machine learning to help us extract value from our data. You see, data. So data is money. So one of the experts joined with us earlier, that Harish, at the beginning, first week, he is one of the key person in the data card. So he always talks about data is money, and he has to handle a huge data. So that's what here, if you look here, the extract the value from the data. So actually, only having a degree is not enough. We should be able to do something. So that what the industries expect, that is not being taught in the academia. That's what the gap, and that's what the emergence of new trainings here, like this. It may not be the world-class training, but it's an effort to discuss some idea at some particular platform. And you can see that if you look for the responsibilities here, you can see understand business objectives, developing models that help to achieve them, along with metrics to track their process or the progress. Then managing available resources. You see, you should be able to manage the hardware, data, personal. So deadlines are met, and especially responsibility, you can see analyzing. Third responsibility, you can see analyzing machine learning algorithm that could be used to solve given problem and ranking them by their success of probability. So having a knowledge of one algorithm is not enough. I think I will try to inculcate some few algorithms if time permits. I think the Q algorithm, actually the reinforcement learning algorithm, we want to inculcate that. Similarly, exploring, visualizing data to gain an understanding of it. That's what the expectation is, especially for the freshers industry is looking for. So having a degree from our colleges and moving to the industries, but industries saying you should have a degree, but you should be able to do something. That's what the expectation from the industry. Now moving to the, you can see this is a another requirement. You can see the data scientist freshers, because they are offering some training. So the freshers in big data and the data scientists, this is what the one of the expectation. Now this is again some many are there, but this I have taken some few up because we will have to underline. You can see it here, the here you see the employees. They are talking about 1,300 employees in Mumbai, and they are talking about capabilities in the areas of supply chain, finance, HR, digital technology, sales capabilities. Means you can see here again, they are looking for the machine learning engineer. So this is what the designation they are offering, the machine learning, and which kind of knowledge you should get equipped. Now you can see here is again one of the location they are talking about in Hyderabad itself, Telangana, Hyderabad again. So everywhere it is as per the report, as I underlined earlier. We'll see if time permits, but this is one of it, just a sampled version to understand which kind of knowledge we should have. So computer vision, machine learning team lead engineer. You can see the IOT startup companies there, and for that they are looking the machine learning team. You can see some startups are coming in the machine learning, the artificial intelligence. You see, building different computer vision models, such as computer vision based multi-camera people and product recognition solutions similar to Amazon Go. We track, you can see here, remove the product based people movement tracking in the room, poise detection. I like that. You can see, but here being developed is a basis of TensorFlow is required. I think one of our expert covered one of the few of the algorithm. The Kalyanikar ma'am, she has covered about the little, but about the TensorFlows. I think Mr. Pratik Kamble is one of the expert on our panel from MIT. University. He has covered about the OpenCV Python, the parameters, the feature extraction parameters. He has touched that aspect, the OpenCV. And Kalanikar ma'am, she has covered about the TensorFlow. You can see that what we are trying to inculcate, that what industries are expecting, and it is believed that we must get it train with that. And you see some of the designation. Just we have seen what the job. Yes, anyone want to say something? Yeah, you can put it in the chat box. Now moving to the some of the designations. You see in the industry there will be some many designations, but those who have a knowledge of artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoTs, and they can go with the machine learning engineer. That's what the designation offered in the industry. They can go for the design, they can go for the implementation, they can maintain the machine learning system, the fine tuning, a large data set. They should be able to handle the large data set. I think we tried to cover that also model earlier. And deploying model to the production system. That's what the designation or the role, the common roles. The roles are for AI/ML engineers are many, but this is one of the common designation, because as some of the experts in earlier slide, they talked about we are getting trained for the job which doesn't exist. But in this case, you can see the lot of government efforts and academicians and industries, they have come up with, they are trying to always match the gap. So they have come up with the different programs. Similarly, you can see the data scientist. You can see data scientist is one of the common designation offered here. Analyze and interpret the complex data to inform business decisions. You can see, I think business decisions means I think in yesterday purposely we brought one of the expert, the chartered accountant. Chartered accountant, sir, the one of the expert for our yesterday's yeah. So business decisions means you see the where that company people has to invest. I think we have also covered one algorithm, you can say robo consultant or robo advisor, one of the algorithm. So the portfolio will be presented, means if you have some $1,000 and then where to invest and how to invest in order to minimize the risk. So how much risk, I think we have covered one of the algorithm, how much risk we are going to take, less risk or medium risk. Based on that, the algorithm which we have seen in the last class, that robo advisor algorithm, that's what the data scientist job. We may not be able to cover everything, but just we are trying to give the guideline as we have learned in the university, 4 years of our engineering degree, and later again we are trying to enter into the industry. But industry, what's happening, the data scientist, I think you can understand what the data scientist role is. Data scientists analyze and interpret complex data to inform business decisions. So that kind of decisions where the financial sector or where they have to invest, what will happen in the finance. That's what the AI algorithms will predict, and based on that, which algorithm which we have studied in the last class. And they use some statistical and machine learning techniques to extract insights and patterns from the data. That's what the one of the common designation offered for the AI/ML engineers over here. Participants, if you have any queries, as time is approaching, we'll try to inculcate your queries there also. You can put it in the chat box. And there is another designation among many. That's what the research scientist, AI scientist. You can see AI research scientists conduct cutting-edge research in AI and machine learning, and they worked on developing new algorithms, improving existing models, and pushing the boundaries of AI technology. I think model, as Mustafa sir has already covered in the earlier session, the model, how supervised the learning. You see, he has more than 2 decades of experience in this particular field, and he's underlined some vision. I think it's eye-opening for us. The algorithm, you see how important, as sir has underlined in the previous hour, how these algorithms are eye-opening for us. You see, computer vision engineer is one of the, again, designation. You see, designation may not be important, but the segment, you see, as computer vision, as Pratik Kamble, one of the expert in our panel, he has touched the OpenCV, Python, the feature extractions he has covered. Computer vision engineers specialize in creating algorithms that allow computer to interpret and understand visual information from the word, enabling applications like image recognition and the object recognition. So this is one of the Pratik Kamble, MIT University, sir has underlined this. We have included purposely for that. Now, this is also one of the NLP algorithm. One of the expert in our panel already covered NLP algorithm. So the natural language processing, you see the parliament or some word bodies, some one person is talking in some particular language, and suppose our prime minister is talking in suppose Hindi, and other experts in Chinese or Japanese, and these people will have this presented information in a particular language. So that's what the language translators kind of thing, that kind of algorithms heavily used. And chatbot also, I think one of our young expert at the beginning, Rishabh Bharadwaj, has covered the chatbot. I think we also covered one algorithm, the robo. So that chatbots, that algorithm heavily depending upon the natural language processing, the text analysis, the sentiment analysis, and syntax analysis. So that's what the designation is offered in the industry. That's what the natural language processing. Similarly, you see the some ethics are required. You see in the nowadays, you see whenever people are presenting some research, there is always somebody's research is being copied by someone, and somebody is doing some work, and somebody is presenting some work. That is happening. So always there is some particular ethics is to be maintained. I think some plagiarism check software is also there. Plag check. Suppose if you want to publish some paper or some work in some standard publication journal, then plagiarism check is one of the prime condition before publishing it. So that's kind of ethical things. That what the designation that are offered in the industry. Yeah, the focus on ethical implications of AI technology. They work on ensuring the AI systems and unbiased. I think it may not be end. It's a big the length, but just we try to cover a few of the profiles for the job. We have covered what's happening as per the recent report in 2023. The some university report. And then we have covered a little bit about what the expert are talking, just like Moore's law in this particular segment. And then we have seen what's about the job opportunities happening. Then also we have covered some of the profile required, only having an engineering degree and having the another particular skill, especially in the ML and data and the machine learning NLP. And then we are trying to talk about right now which kind of designation they are offering for our engineers in the industry. That's what the AI ethics and what the portfolio, you can see it here. One more is suppose data engineer. What data engineer is trying to do. I think as I underlined, the Mr. Harish from USA, he joined with us and he talked about the data. And also at the beginning, the key lecture for our program delivered by earlier delivered by earlier Kranti Kumar sir. He's basically a data engineer in Amazon. So luckily we got him, and he has underlined the concept for the data engineer's job. Kranti sir, we have requested at the day one, and he has underlined some terms from that data engineers as he's working the data engineer platform. We tried to inculcate his expertise also in our program. Similarly, the AI product manager, I think nowadays as some of the experts earlier believed that we have to marry with the AI people, or we have to accept as a AI partner, just like husband wife earlier. So AI partners, we can't run away from the AI partners or AI product, because even in our life, all the sectors of our life are getting covered by the AI product from the chatbots, or if you visit some websites, automatically the information is being transmitted and convinced. That's what the AI product manager. Similarly, one of the area as of now we have not much covered. That's what the robotic engineers but in this overall, if you look for our program is concerned, the AI, ML and IOT, you can see machine to machine learning environment today. In some particular industry, as I underlined, some of the companies in some one part of the world, and that company is being controlled by the remotely through the AI, ML, IOT techniques or some SCADA technique. So the robots are working 24/7, and most of that, as I underlined earlier, especially what the robots are available around more than 45% or around 50% of the robots employed in the mechanical industry for the car manufacturing and so on. So that's what the robotic engineer, that's what the job offered in the industry, robotic engineer, and this is a some driverless car. And suppose the India is talking about to send some human robot on moon. That's what you might be aware in the industry. Similarly, the consultant, as we have covered one algorithm, that's what the robo advisor. Just like we can consult to doctor. Similarly, we can have a expertise from the AI expert. That's what the designation offered in the industry. Then moving to the we have covered the deep learning algorithms also. We have covered the deep learning algorithms. I think in the deep learning, I think Mustafa sir has also highlighted some key of the aspects, some vision he has given for us in the earlier session. So you can see the sir has already covered supervised and unsupervised, the concept he has given for us in front of us. So you can see the deep learning engineers, what has to do the task. You can see the neural network. I think in the next session we are trying to cover the neural network also. Yeah. So the neural network, you can see the speech recognition, image recognition, pattern recognition. That's what the algorithms are required for the deep learning engineers. Moving to the AI software developers. AI software developers can create, you can see the AI experts. We can have algorithms and capabilities. They work integrating AI into various applications and the platforms. That's what the designation is offered in the industry. Now, I think recently, as I underlined in my earlier talk, that one of the school in the Bangalore, they have come up with the AI teacher. That's for robotic teachers, and they're talking about the teachers is being whether teacher will be replaced by the AI. So of course, some of the experts believe that we cannot replace the teacher, but of course, they have come up one international school in the Bangalore with that particular teacher. That's what the trainer. That's what it is called as a AI trainer. So you can see easily you can extract the information the way you are going to extract the information from the teacher, because teacher may not be available for 24/7, but AI trainer can be available for 24/7. That's the is again playing a major role. That's what the designation offered in the industry. That's what the AI trainer and the annotator. Similarly, the AI UI design and engineer, that's what the designation offered in the industry, where again you have to incorporate, you have to interface. We have covered some IoT sensors as a our expert. We have already covered different areas of AI, the machine learning, the IoT. These areas we have covered. So you see, for the designer, there is always a need to create an interface, means machine to machine, or the human to machine, or human to computer, that kind of interface algorithms. And if you have some particular knowledge, then the designation offered, that's what in the industry is a UI designer, is one of the similarly there is one of the portfolio in the industry, that's what the machine learning engineer. I think list is too big, but because of the time limit we have to restrict somewhere. But you can see you have to develop the machine learning models, as sir has earlier covered, the supervised, unsupervised, the learning models. So that models you have to create for example, for the image recognition or face recognition and all. That models you should be able to the cover. You should have a knowledge of that, and you should be able to optimize the model, optimize the performance of the model, and you should be able to deploy to production systems, collaborate with the data scientists and software engineers. That's what the machine learning engineers is being offered. Computer vision engineer, ethics, that what of the we have covered. Data scientists, and some of the things we have covered. Yeah. As time is running, if you want to say something, last 4-5 minutes are there. We'll try to inculcate your queries. Else, actually, we want to cover this algorithm, but we'll try to put it in the one of the session in the next QL learning. That's what the reinforced learning, one of the reinforced learning. That's what the Q learning. But I will not touch that algorithm as of now because as time is running. But before going to this particular algorithm, just we'll try to cover some highlights as time is remain less. So some of the highlight we'll try to cover from this particular white paper. So you can see here the in education, especially will tech will not be able to cover all, but in terms of education, if you look at here, then you can see the AI PhD graduates, new AI PhD graduates took jobs in industry, and you can see they oppose the academia. You see, generally earlier the PhD means only for the academics, no? People PhD qualification means in the academics, IITs, NITs, or some engineering colleges, or in other educational institutes. And but you see, as per this current 2023 reports, the PhD holders they are joining to the industry. So the percentage of joining these people, the doctor peoples or in the expert people, in that percentage also increases. If you look it for, you see here the majority of AI PhDs have headed to the industry. That's what the very important sign if you look for the earlier and today. And similarly, if you look for the North American, what's happening in the computer science and computer engineering, that particular report also here you can see the hiring is increased as per this report. And if you look for the here the AI education, actually this report is prepared into the means recently 2023. But if you look for this report, you see the AI related courses, basically computer science graduates. You see it's around its y-axis is the number of new CS bachelor's graduates. So number of bachelor graduates are increasing tremendously. As I earlier told that so many engineering colleges, they are opting more for AI&ML or CSE, the branches, the AI&ML branches. That's what the percentage is increases. That's what the research this university reports is talking about. Similarly, here this is about the segment they have taken the computer. Similarly, for the masters also it is increasing the area as time is. Now you can see for the PhD holders, is after 21, the percentage of PhD holders in AI-enabled area, the PhD holders, that also increases tremendously. Similarly, new joinings for the PhDs for this particular zone, you can see it here 2020 to 21, the number of PhD opted people are joining, that is also increased tremendously. And here you can see for the, if you look for the employments for the doctorals in the industry, you can see this this is a chart prepared in 2023 AI index report, as we have underlined here. As per this report, you can see the percent growth of PhD. So in 221, you see academia is also increasing and industry is also you see in industry increases 65% and in academia also increases 28%. If you look for the this is one regional example they have given, but here yeah, we'll try to cover as only 1 minute. But you see, I think this is a report. I think one of the participant talked about the policy and the governance. So in the policy and governance also, you can see, as I told you, that the F3 framework, European Union, IBM, they have come up with that framework. But you can see here the so much things are happening in the policy of AI and the governance of AI. So you can see here the different regional-wise strategy in the globally, or some region-wise strategy. For example, US related the governing cases. Suppose, for example, as per the report, you can see the 6.4. You can see here total cases is 291 in US alone. Means the AI, a lot of governance is happening. A lot of policies are being framed day to day, and a lot of governance is happening. But again, as time is running, just I will show you this again, the index page of that particular report. So this is a report. I think everyone should go. Those who are available on this platform, everyone should go for that particular report. That is Artificial Intelligence Index and Report 2023. And this report is prepared by the Stanford University, one of the top university in the world. And in that university report, these are the some takeaways we are giving. But here in that report, you can you see, if you look for the chapters in that particular report, they have given some R&D development, page number 20. They have given technical performance in AI sector, technical ethics, that AI ethics they are talking. They are talking about the economy. They are talking about the education. So some of the highlights from the education we tried to cover. Also some of the policy and governance, 263 page they have given. They have given diversity of AI in the different fields, and also they have given the public opinion. So some of the opinions I tried to cover at the beginning of this session. So I think this report everyone should go through it, so that you will have a lot of your answers. Your lot of queries will get it automatically answered with this report, because this report is just recently published. And with this, I think time is over right now. So we have to go two more sessions. Tomorrow is one of the session we have to go, and after tomorrow will be our valedictory function. The meantime, if you want to underline something, we try to give you the best happening, but it's a time limitation. Still, if you have any queries, you see instead completing the program, this is not happened and this I need to cover. So I will be happy if you try to inculcate, if you try to put it in the chat box or some message, then we'll try to inculcate your concerns. I think yesterday one of the participant talked about the job opportunities. He has completed some AI/ML or data science from IITs, and we tried to cover what the jobs or what the designation and what the current status and all. With this, we'll try to stop it here. Over to Sai.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the session, and I would like to thank all the participants for joining over here. Just a note, the week 3 and 4 feedback quiz that was already shared on the WhatsApp group, I will put it in the chat box once again. All the participants, make sure that you fill in the quiz because it is going to be considered as your attendance, and it is also required for the certification that you will be getting from IDE. Right? So, with this note, sir, should we end the session?
Uh, this IET certification feedback is compulsory because they need a record. So feedback, without feedback, you'll not get the certification. Okay, then you can end now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. So,
yeah.
thank you so much all for joining. I will end the session now.
Okay.